What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Monday edition of the Hot Mic here on the soon-to-be John Rocha channel. I'm John Rocha, joined as always by the Sneider of Higher Sneider.
Hello, Johnny boy!
How are you, my man? It's Monday morning. Anything happen to you over the weekend? Anything fun to report?
No, I can't recall.
Well, thank you. Yeah. How are you? How are things?
Things are good. I was checking to see what the AMC Screen Unseen is tonight. I think it's Relay.
Oh, okay.
Which I would recommend everybody goes to after this podcast. I saw it at Toronto last year, so I don't need to go, but it's very good.
Nice. And speaking of which, speaking of movies, we are going to be reviewing Weapons a little bit later on in the show. It'll be a spoiler review, but we'll give you a warning. But we're going to get into some news topics ahead of time as well. And of course, we'll try to keep the show to an hour since it's more of a secondary show here for the Hot Mic. But send in your questions, send in your thoughts and comments through Superchat and Streamlabs, and we will get to them as quickly as we can near the end of the show. So send them in because we don't spend a lot of time here on the show messing around. So let's get to it, man. Let's jump into this first bit of news here, and let's talk about this. This broke earlier today. This is apparently happening. Noah Centineo. Apparently there is a package being put together here with him attached to star and Sisu director John Rambo directing a Rambo prequel movie from Millennium Media. And Rory Haynes and Saurabh Nosharvani are writing this particular film. And the sources say the plan is to shoot at the top of 2026 in Thailand. Insiders also note that there is no deals in place yet, but Lionsgate is the front runner to land the package. So, Jeff, you hear Noah Centineo, you think Black Adam, you think a couple of other things, not really that well-known of a name, but becoming a well-known name. I like this idea? Do you believe this is a thing that's going to happen?
I do think it will happen. I think it was kind of inevitable. They had to move on from Stallone.
Yeah.
I don't know what the appetite is for Rambo these days. Rambo never really did it for me.
Wow.
I think this is a good news, bad news thing. I think this is good news in that Jalmari Helander is super talented. I thought Sisu was absolutely terrific. I like his earlier stuff as well. Big Game, the one with Sam Jackson where he's the president, is a fun movie as well. So I like Helander, like an interesting hire. Noah Centineo, I don't get it. I don't buy it. I don't see it. Not a fan of the Centineo as Rambo.
You don't see it in the face. You don't see that little kind of the soulful eyes at all. You don't see any of that between him and Stallone.
I haven't seen like the craziness.
Yeah.
I need to see some crazy, I think. And I don't know that I've seen that from Nope. I haven't watched his Netflix show, to be fair.
Okay.
Is it The Night Agent or is that a different
Recruit? The Recruit. Yeah.
I mean, they're all the fucking same. Listen, this is a Millennium movie. This is an Avi Lerner specialty. This is taking advantage of the rights. Lionsgate, a natural home for this movie. I can't imagine it'll be very good. But you know what? I saw the last couple Rambo movies, and they were fun.
Yeah, I like the John Rambo movie. I know I got a lot of shit at Collider reviewing it and talking to Stallone, which was a life highlight for liking that movie. But I thoroughly enjoyed that film. The Thailand one a little or Burma one a little less so, but I like the John Rambo one, especially the director's cut, which had extra 20 minutes to it. But yeah, I mean, he was good in Warfare, but there wasn't that big kind of crazy moment and stuff. I have never seen The Recruit, but I did like him in Black Adam for the limited time he had in that. But yeah, this is an interesting combo because Centineo is an up-and-comer, and you would think with the how can I say this? The buzz that Sisu got and people were excited for this director. This is an interesting choice to move into Millennium, which is not really known for making the highest quality films in this type of thing. And the fact that Stallone's not involved. This is the second franchise that Stallone is kind of being moved out of, right? The Rocky thing, he was really pissed off about how Creed 3 went on without him and was posting about it nonstop. And now here's Rambo moving on without his involvement. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think Stallone is getting. I mean, he's old. He's an old guy. Like, what do they have to keep making Rambo movies with like a 75-year-old Rambo? No,
but I mean, but he's not even a producer on it. It's like he's nothing on it. It's kind of surprising.
I guess I'm surprised that he's cut out. You'd think that they'd have him on as an EP just to have him show up and give him his blessing at the premiere or whatever.
Yeah.
But you probably don't want him if you're Avi Lerner. You're probably not looking to make a big EP deal with Stallone. You don't need him if he's not contractually obligated to be part of it.
Yeah.
Time to move on.
I like this idea, Rambo Youngblood, because it will be a prequel series. That could be a fun way to approach it. But listen, you're not going to catch the magic of Stallone, bro. Stallone is a once in a lifetime actor, and he's got a certain energy you just can't recapture. But maybe, just maybe, Centinneo's got something to show us on this that they saw in the auditions. We will see. Or this becomes like something that soils the memory of Rambo even more, because Rambo did do it for me as a kid of the 80s. I loved it. So we'll see. We'll keep tabs on it for sure. Anything more you want to say on that, or shall we move on?
No, nothing to say.
Okay. Good. You're not hearing anything? All right. Well, let's get into this one. This is massive. What do you think about this, Jeff? This is a Paramount deal. I mean, this is like, they land that Timothée Chalamet situation there with James Mangold. And now, boom, here comes Paramount inking a 7-year media rights agreement worth an average of $1.1 billion annually with the TKO Group to become the exclusive home of all UFC events in the U.S. starting in 2026. This is a massive thing to announce literally almost right off the bat of them making this purchase. So, your thoughts on this, Jeff? I mean, we're not going to talk UFC and the fights and all, but like more a matter of the power of Paramount now under Ellison's leadership to be knocking out 2 big deals right off the bat.
You know what that smell is, Johnny?
What's that smell?
That's the smell of Jeff Shell.
What? Okay, go ahead.
Jeff Shell is running, the company with Ellison.
Yes.
And this is a Jeff Shell thing. I can tell. All right.
Oh, okay.
He sees the value in live sports rights.
Yeah.
Right? That's why, I think, Peacock had the Olympics and everything. Right. I mean, they're paying as much for this as they are for the entirety of Paramount, basically.
That's insane, right? $1.1 billion annually starting in 2026. And it's not like,
seems like that's the going rate for, live sports and for a growing league like the UFC.
Yeah. This is also a way to get goodwill with people and attract a new audience. Look, Paramount, let's be honest, right? Paramount has been leaning to a little bit red state with the Taylor Sheridan, although I don't think a lot of Taylor Sheridan stuff is just distinctly, it's more like purple state, the Taylor Sheridan stuff. And now you bring in UFC, so there's a certain section of the crowd that they're trying to bring in, but they still have Star Trek. They still got South Park. So it's a good balance that you've got going on here with Paramount, and you're bringing more and more people into the tent. And what's a great way to have some goodwill with people who already have Paramount Plus? Oh, let's give you this as well on top of what you're getting already with our subscription service. So I think it's smart all around. And this may be a way to revitalize UFC and make it more of a mainstream conversation like it used to be back when Conor was doing, or before Conor, other people were doing it. It's not quite as mainstream now as it was before. So this could be a wise move to do it.
All it takes is, right, you got to have stars.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the cable network. I think that, Paramount Plus being the home of all these macho shows, too, it's like you have this young male audience.
Yes.
It's time to serve that audience. And I think that is also a little bit about what UFC is about. It helps define Paramount Plus a little bit.
Yeah.
And give that brand some identity. Planning to write about that tonight. Just again, between that and the Timothée Chalamet deal and the South Park deal, it's like clearly Ellison is coming in and eager to spread that cash around. He's probably been planning this for a long time now.
Yeah, have to have been. Yeah, you don't make a deal with UFC overnight. But absolutely agree with you. But it's fascinating because CBS used to be the network of old people, right? That was the moniker on CBS for a long time. But now you've got CBS probably still with that, with some of their sitcoms that are like a little more of the safer sitcoms. But then you move into Paramount Plus, it's a whole different thing. It's got a different energy to it, as you said, appealing much more to the young male demographic. So they're able to serve both masters, the older and the younger. So it's a smart move, you would say, overall for what Paramount is doing. So I'll be curious to see if these other shows like The Agency, these more thought-provoking shows, if they survive and if they get pitched and made with this version of Paramount Plus. We will see. Taylor Sheridan can only write so many shows, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, agreed. He's probably spread too thin as it is.
Yeah.
Again, this can only benefit Paramount Plus. I do feel like, yeah, it's a high price, but the price is fair. You're just it's the long-term contract of it all.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we've got 400 people joining us live, Jeff. Let's get into the meat of this show today. Let's talk about this. Over the weekend, you posted on your newsletter. You didn't break it here on the Hummer. You broke it on your newsletter that you had heard from people who've read this Batman Part 2 script, and that, quote, it was worth the wait. And the script is taking, quote, big swings. And you said that it had a Robin in the script, and almost immediately, James Gunn responded. By the way, that the original post on Threads has been taken down by the person. But James Gunn responded saying, guys, please stop believing this nonsense. I think 6 of us have read the script. No one knows anything about the Batman 2. Well, this is the hot mic, Jeff. So please, I know you responded back on Twitter saying you categorically did deny, but what more do you want to say on this and what happened?
I mean, are you sure it's 6, James? Or is it 7?
Wasn't it 4 who knew his plans? Now it's 6 who's read the script.
Could it be 8? I mean, that's the thing. This is what I love about these people who say, "Oh, these people don't know anything." If they know, it's just a guess. Like,
yeah.
Listen, I know who my source is. I know my source has been right about a whole bunch of stories that have been confirmed this week.
Yeah.
Same source as half the stories I've done the last couple of weeks. So I know that Marvel denied that Robert Downey Jr. was Dr. Doom.
I remember that.
I know that these people deny things that are true all the time. I know that if it doesn't serve their interest, and today is Monday, James Gunn will say, this is nonsense. It's not Monday. If it's not in his interest to confirm it. I mean, Unfortunately, James Gunn has proven himself to be about as trustworthy as Lance Armstrong in my book. I don't believe a word out of his mouth. I don't care either way. I mean, first of all, how many people were like, oh, it's probably not Robin. It's probably Dick Grayson or, who it could just be a technicality that he's denying. I felt like the denial part of it was just like, don't believe any nonsense about like the general impressions that my source had heard about the script. I don't think if they'd read it themselves. I think if they know people who have read it, I think there are assistants who have read it and assistants talk and things of this nature. And that is one of the things I was told unequivocally. Robin's in the script. For all I know, Matt Reeves and James Gunn are still fighting about what's in the script.
Right.
I mean, if this was Matt Reeves's thing, I want to do Robin and do Robin right, because literally, not Robin Wright, the actress, but just do Robin, justice, because he's never been done justice on the big screen before.
Agreed.
Right. And James Gunn is like, oh, well, I was kind of planning on using, Robin in my Batman movie or whatever. Like, who knows if these two are going at each other? I mean, the whole, it's hunky-dory. We all sing Kumbaya. You can believe that if you want. I do not. But yeah, to me, we haven't seen Robin since what, the Chris O'Donnell days? Like, what the fuck are they waiting for? When I was a kid, someone was Batman and someone was Robin. Right? When you were playing with your friends. One of you had to be one and one of you had to be the other. And it's crazy that we've gone this long with all these Batman movies and barely ever seen Robin, certainly never gotten a good Robin. So I think it would make sense for it to be in the script. I think Matt Reeves set up things in the Batman that would potentially introduce Robin. It passed my smell test, and I don't give a fuck what James Gunn says anymore. This guy is the most annoying studio head I've ever heard of or met or seen or anything. I don't think it's winning him any fans. I don't think it's winning him fans on the Warner Brothers lot, where I know people find him and his antics to be annoying.
Really?
Bro, your movie is probably going to get to $600 million. Take that W, if we want to call it, and shut up. Okay? Shut up. Go focus on reading scripts and making movies and TV shows, because it seems like you get paid a lot of money to spend a lot of time on Blue Sky and Threads. just don't like you don't need to weigh in on every little thing unless you feel like you need to. I feel like you maybe didn't get the message of your own movie in that case.
Yeah.
Right. It's so much as ignore the negativity, bro. I'm just repeating what I hear at a dinner. Okay, from someone who's in a pretty good position in the industry. If that person's garbage, fine. But for you to go on and say, "Oh, this is nonsense," and basically, ruin my reputation, use your platform to ruin my reputation, just like Searchlight did this week, which is total bullshit.
Oh, what happened there?
On the Taylor Swift story. It's just like these people don't care. They're out to protect their asset, just like Doomsday, right? That is what they care about. They don't care about telling millions of people Jeff Sneider is a liar, don't believe Jeff Sneider, or people fucking community notes on Twitter. What does the fucking community know? I work in the news business. The whole point is that you don't know. It's news. So how is the fucking community going to note me to death? What the fuck do you know? It's fucking insane out there. And the way that, just like the way that, I'm not some fucking nobody, bro.
Right. No, I know this. And this is what I try to tell people all the time, because a lot of people who watch a show or who comment on social media, who literally have almost no contacts. They don't go and have lunches and meetings and drinks and dinners in town with people who are executives, producers, creatives, assistants. That's the thing. I've known Jeff a long time, and Jeff is really good at like sometimes finding these executives on the come up and establishes a strong relationship with them. And then eventually you've got this back and forth and conversations. Assistants are in on everything. Here's how it works with an assistant. I was an assistant for 6 months as a temp. You roll calls. When you roll calls, you are on the calls with the director, with the writer, with the producer, with the studio head, and you are making notes. And you think all those 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, or 20 to 30-year-olds are not like talking about it at a bar with a bunch of friends, the shit they heard? You're out of your fucking mind. Okay. No, they're signing NDAs, but then they're always like, just keep this under your hat, and then they tell what's going on. So it's nonsense to think only 6 people have read this.
He sounds like Trump. He just sounds like, tells him something. Wrong.
People got mad when I said that, but there are Trumpian aspects to what he's doing. Trumpian.
Dude, I wish I could show you the image that I created for the newsletter on Friday that Jamie made me delete. Jamie is the only person who got a copy of that newsletter because I sent it to him and he read it and he was like, "Listen, you can't put this. You can't."
If Jamie's saying you can't put it, you really can't put it.
You know what? God bless Jamie. He does prevent me from making those kinds of mistakes. But I was fucking pissed on Friday. I know. Obviously, even I let it go on Friday night, John. Right? Yeah. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just fucking drop it and take the high road and keep my mouth shut and be the bigger man. And then on Saturday morning, I woke up. And I saw that Variety and Deadline had picked up the story because that's what they do on the weekend.
You knew they would. Yeah.
No, they didn't have to, though.
Well,
right? They do it on the weekends when news is slow and they pick up, kind of frivolous stories that will drive traffic.
Yeah.
And I was like, so Jay Penske thinks that he's going to make money off my embarrassment, or if I'm completely wrong, we'll call it a fuck up. Okay.
Right.
Jay Penske thinks he's going to make money off that? No. I'm going to make money off Jay Penske's embarrassment.
Yeah.
And then I posted his mug shots for the world to see. Because and got hit by a bus tomorrow, or got hit by a Penske truck, those pictures die with me because nobody else has them.
Right.
And now the whole fucking internet has them. I hope it's worth it, billionaire, for that quick traffic, because we had to rub it in Jeff's face that James Gunn issued a complete non-denial denial. All he had to say is, Robin's not in the script. Instead, it's don't believe not this guy's nonsense or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was.
Come on Twitter and say to my face, bro, you're fucking hiding behind Blue Sky and Threads and all these bullshit B-list fucking platforms. Come on Twitter and be a big man.
Well, but what it is that it's about playing to the crowd, and that's what he's doing, right? The fans who don't know any better, a lot of the fans who don't know any better will side with him because James Gunn has done their Superman and they're worshiping him. And in a way, it is like that, right? It is a very Trumpian MAGA type. No, I'm not saying people are MAGA. I'm not saying them. I'm just saying the devotion that they have, cult leader to cult member, whatever it may be. Like, it's that kind of thing. And so playing to the crowd is a standard tactic to do. Like we've seen over the last few years, Screw the critics. The fans speak the truth. The fans know what's up. The fans will tell you, it's all of that stuff. And you create division on purpose. And it's the same thing happening here. The last thing James wants is all his entire script to be leaked and all the story elements to be leaked.
Which is 100% my intention, by the way.
Yeah, right.
More people, as 6 becomes 12, becomes 24, becomes 48.
Right.
Guess what? More people I know are going to have read that fucking script, and I'm going to fucking leak every goddamn fucking thing I hear about it because he's an asshole. Okay? Wow. Matt Reeves doesn't behave like this.
No,
Matt Reeves, I'm totally cool with. No beef with Matt Reeves at all. James Gunn, you want to fucking dance, bro? What can you do to me? You can't do fucking anything to me, whereas I can rip your fucking universe apart. So watch yourself, my friend.
Well, I like this other comment underneath. It said, it's kind of strange that you contradicted Daniel RPK about Ultraman being a villain in the Superman movie, and in the end, he was in the Superman movie. And the thing is, you can backtrack and you can change, you can adjust. No one's like, look, I know a lot of people came after James Gunn, and a little bit me too, as well as like, I've got all these plans for phase 1. And then how many of those films are we going to see? What, 2? Maybe 3?
Those all lies. A whole fucking press conference, a whole day of a fucking pony show that became a fucking jerk-off show because it was all nonsense.
Right.
That's nonsense, James Gunn.
And that's okay. Like, it's okay to adjust and pivot, and you don't things what's available, what's not available. It's totally fair, right? But I think when you start to say things like nobody else knows anything, it's nonsense, as if somehow this is the only property ever in the history of Hollywood that has been on lockdown like this. You're insane. All of this stuff gets talked about. All of this stuff, there is no magic lockbox that the script goes in and no one knows about. Because if there's one thing about Hollywood, everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people got loose lips, and a lot of people in power got loose lips, and if people don't like you, they're going to have loose lips. Like, if you have a bad reputation in Hollywood as an executive, as a creative, there's going to be loose lips. Even the Weinstein stuff, it wasn't like he started, assaulting women all of a sudden and people were just like, wait, what? No, there have been whispers, there have been talks. People had known about it for years. And so those things happen in Hollywood. If people don't like you, they will absolutely out your shit because they don't care and they don't. So what you say to me, the Warner Brothers say, if I put 2 and 2 together, if he's not liked on the lot, then there are people who have access to the script on the lot who might be leaking stuff or talking to people, and then the information is getting out there. So
it doesn't have to be someone who's read the script. And you're right, James. I don't know anything. I never said I've read the script and I'm seeing it with my own eyes. I don't know. Okay, I'm hearing. And I'm hearing it from someone who's reputable, someone credible, someone as a reporter who I've just deemed credible. Why? Because they have dozens, if not hundreds of stories that have been confirmed. So, I mean, even if I didn't have that source, saying Robin is in a Batman movie should be a 50-50 toss-up thing. Okay? You could just guess that correctly. Right. Like, this shouldn't be like this is a fucking crazy thing to suggest.
There's an angle you brought up that is fascinating too. Like, if Matt Reeves and James Gunn are still negotiating about whether Robin's going to appear in Batman Part 2 or not, or going to be in his universe, you kind of blew that up by mentioning that Robin is in the Matt Reeves script. So now if Robin doesn't show up or Robin does show up in James Gunn, there'll be questions about it overall, how this all went down. And if stuff gets leaked in some way, you'll find out what the truth is about the Robin stuff. So yeah.
It's high time that we get a good Robin on the screen. I don't know if James Gunn has some big master plan for Robin. I don't know what it is. I know he plays a big role in Brave and the Bold, but isn't that the Damian Wayne version?
Yes, it's not the Dick Grayson version.
These are things I've learned after being yelled at all weekend. Damian Wayne version. Why can't this be the Dick Grayson version?
The original, the OG. Yeah.
I just, James Gunn, man. Not a fan right now, buddy. Not a fan. And I'm telling you, it makes no sense to have me as an enemy. It makes it just why would you do that?
I think we should put the call out to James Gunn to come on the hot mic for an interview. Like, yeah, let's have him on, and then we can I think James loves to battle. I think he enjoys the back and forth. And so coming out of trauma, he's no wallflower, he's no lily. He can battle. So come on the show. Let's have a back and forth. Let's hear what the truth is. And then we could all come out of that situation with a little bit of more of understanding of what's going on, and possibly even some more respect about the positions everyone was coming from in this kind of stuff. Because I agree, it was kind of a passive aggressive take a shot at you to try to kind of denigrate your credibility by saying a thing that is
again, I know you guys think maybe I'm some big scooper or something. I have 55,000 followers on Twitter and less than 1,000 paid subscribers. Like, this is a guy with how many millions of people on his platform, okay? Right. You want to punch down, buddy? Bring it on. I'll punch up every day, all day long on your every movie at DC. Like, it doesn't make sense. Same thing with Nikki Fink, with Harry Knowles. Go back through the start of time. Bring these people into the fold. You don't want to make an enemy of these people.
Yeah, and scoopers have been around. I've said this. Scoopers have been around since the 1930s, y'all, with Hedda Hopper and all the people. Like, their scoopers have been around forever.
I'm going to be doing this, John, longer than James Gunn is going to be running DC. I'll tell you that right now.
Probably. One last thing. I know we've talked to James Gunn a lot, but I want to talk about his last thing. He tweeted out. He said, or put on Threads, people online keep saying the Superman needs to make $650 million to break even and be a success. Is that true, or would you say it's already a success? Huge fan of the movie, by the way. And then James responded, absolutely false. Anyone saying that doesn't have an understanding of the film business, and we would be idiots to make a first in a franchise film that would need to make that much to be profitable. Jeff, I find this to be a fascinating thing. The 650, I agree. I don't think it needs to make 650 probably to break even. But of course, the original estimate was 325 million, but that was knocked down apparently for whatever reasons, tax breaks, whatever. But like, thinking that you're okay with it barely making 600, I think that's a little, I don't know, man. I think that's a little crazy. Yes, it did the job of goodwill, but I feel like a Superman movie in this day and age should be making 700 to 800 million.
I mean, I'm completely with you on the 700 to 800 range. Yeah. I think that this movie, it disappointed my expectations, but I can see a world where James's argument is legit. Okay, if it's right, I think it'll get to, it's at like 570 or 580 right now. Let's just call it 600. Yeah. So you're getting 300 of that. And then you're getting another 100, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. UT agent. No, so you're getting another 100 from ancillaries, from the value that it has to HBO Max and PVOD and merch sales and airlines and hotels, all that shit. Let's just call it 100. So now you've made 400 million, right?
Yeah.
And you spent, let's say it's 225. That's what they claim.
Yeah.
And let's say it's 125 for marketing, or 150, right? Then you're at 350, 375 for the spend. You broke even. You made money on it, right?
Right.
And people seem to like it, including Mr. Hater, me.
Yeah, and me.
Okay? Yeah. So that is sort of the cost of starting this universe off on the right foot or whatever. Mm-hmm. I do think it will be profitable. But is this like a fucking win? Like where you can go on the internet and say whatever the fuck you want? No, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I love
how he just calls everybody idiots for not like understanding the complexities of film finance, as if like film finance is literally not the most confusing thing in the entire world.
Yeah.
Okay. Like it makes no sense. It's all fucking smoke and mirrors. A studio accountant is like the most evil mastermind you can even think of in your head.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a fascinating thing because it doesn't seem to me, yes, it'll turn a profit, but it ain't going to turn the profit that you want a film like this to turn, and I think in the end, that's what's going to kind of bite it in its ass a little bit. But I mean, I think the international numbers are disappointing. You can't deny that, but it's offset by how well the domestic numbers went. And it certainly has surpassed any other Superman movie domestically. So it has that feather in its cap, but the fact that it's not going to cross Man of Steel numbers at 670, I think, is a little bit of a negative for it, and I think it's fair to call that out for it. So, all right.
If I really wanted to spend time picking apart every fucking thing James Gunn has said,
right,
I could do it and have a field day doing it.
Fair point.
So you respect me, James Gunn, and I'll respect you, bro. I don't understand the need to police the internet. I'm trying to make a fucking buck. If you don't want me to make a buck, get the trades to hire me again. I'll go back to their ass for $200,000 a year.
Oh, all right. There we go. That ends the James Gunn portion of the conversation. Let's get into weapons here, Jeff. I finished watching it earlier today. Well, I went to go see it earlier today. This new film from Zach Cregger, doing really well, speaking of box office. doing really well for its opening weekend at the box office, crushing Freakier Friday, really crushing Fantastic Four, which dropped another 60%. This one starring Julia Gardner and Josh Brolin here, and Benedict Wong as well in a really insane role. And what a horror film, what a psychological horror film that I found to be really good, with some fantastic performances from Josh Brolin, from Julia Gardner here to carry the way. Jeff, you've read the script. I think you read the script ahead of time and you went to see it Saturday night. So what are your thoughts on this movie?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty entertaining. It's not a masterpiece. I think it falls short of being great because to me it was a little tonally uneven.
Yes. Okay.
It felt like it was sometimes like directed by a guy who used to be in a prominent sketch group. That said, yeah. It was good. Like, I like the structure. I like the cast. I thought Amy Madigan was terrific. I really, she could be in line for a supporting actress nomination for this movie. That's how good I thought she was.
I agree with you 1,000%. I didn't even know it was her. I was luckily I was in a theater with only like 3 or 4 people this afternoon. And I looked her up on my phone while I was watching. I didn't know who was playing it. And I was like, wait, that's her? And just was blown away.
Even look at her and like be able to see this inside of her, you have to give Zach Cregger credit. This is like what Longlegs should have been, or what Nicolas Cage had maybe hoped it was. She was way better than him. The movie did fantastic. I think word of mouth is pretty strong. My friend had seen it the night before me, my movie buddy, and he had warned me, and he was like, I was not a fan. The movie's not about anything, and like I didn't like this and this.
What?
I had tempered my expectations a little bit because of that, but I really, really enjoyed it. It's not Magnolia. I don't understand, like, it's got different. It's not fucking Magnolia of horror movies.
I agree with that. Yeah, it's not Magnolia.
Vicious, and I think it works. And it's creepy. It gets under your skin. It's not like scary.
Yeah. Well,
it's creepy.
I think the symbolism and the themes in the movie. I love that. I spent some time in the last hour reading some people's theories about what it could mean and all that. I like that there's multiple things that it could mean, that people take it to mean certain things, and what the film is all about could be an allegory for this or that. And Zach's come out and said it's about him dealing with the sudden death of a very, very close friend. His growing up, dealing with a parent who's an addict. Those kinds of things are elements of the movie itself. And, and you can read all that into it, which I like to do, honestly, because I think artists do want to put messages in their films. But in the end, overall, does it work as a film? Hell yeah, it does. And I really enjoy it. Even the moments of humor I enjoyed. That's my kind of humor, that mixed in with the kind of horror. But my only issues are a couple of storyline elements to me that were convenient for what they were trying to get to. But those are really like little things to complain about, because overall, it's a damn powerful movie. It's told episodically, which I think is what the Magnolia references are all about. It's almost Rashomon in a way, and I like where it ends up. And I see that the ending is divisive for some people. I love the ending. It was cathartic as F, the ending. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I liked how it built throughout, and the shifting alliances, and that Julie Garner's character is not some wallflower or mouse that's unfairly victimized by what went on. Like, she is a difficult person to like because she's real and she's honest and she's got troubles and she's got a past. And so you have to kind of deal with what your feelings are about that as you're navigating that in the movie. And Josh Brolin's part as a really frustrated dad who's trying to find his son, and who kind of what he goes through to kind of get to the position that he's in by the end with Julia Gardner. And I thought Alden Ehrenreich did a really great job, and June Diane Raphael, who only gets a couple of
but the whole cast was good. Yeah. I was impressed by Austin Abrams.
Yes,
drug addict.
Benedict, he was really good in that role. Yeah.
Benedict Wong was good.
Even the kid, which I found out today is the daughter of my friend's ex-wife's friend. I had no idea that her son was acting.
It was good. The kid who plays Alex. I agree that there were some things like on an investigative level where I was like, I think there would be a lot more people looking. This would be a much bigger story.
Yes. Right.
And they'd definitely be checking that kid's house out. But
multiple times.
It worked for me. The ending, I did like the ending, like in terms of what happens. I just thought that, like, and I liked the way it was shot, but tonally, it was like people were laughing, when she's running and screaming, away
Oh, really?
and people were like kind of laughing, and that should be a moment where you're just like horrified, or you can't wait to see them rip her apart. And I don't know, it was just, there were just moments of that where I was like, this is played a little bit too much for comedy.
I think, yeah. Well, I mean, don't want to spoil too much, but the stuff through the houses, I think it got a little Ferris Bueller-esque. So I can see what you're saying. Yeah. But for me, I was caught up in the, get her. And I just was caught up in that. And I thought it was gutsy as hell to show what he showed with what happens. And that isn't something that you would normally see in a movie like that. And to see it that brutally done, I thought was fantastic. I really enjoy. Yeah, I'm not seeing masterpiece in this movie, but I am seeing damn good movie that should be up for awards.
I think I'm going to try to have a riew tonight of it.
On the newsletter?
Spoil the review. I think I'm going to go B+. It felt like a B+ for me.
Yeah, I would. Okay, B+. I mean, I kind of want to go A-, but a couple of those storyline things.
That's fair. It could be on the border. Yeah. It could be on the border.
Oh, sorry.
It could be on the border, but yeah, it wasn't like an A grade, nor was it a B grade. I found it entertaining. It was definitely a damn good night at the movies.
Yeah, you guys, if you haven't seen it, I think we can both say we highly recommend it. You should definitely see it, and it's not as scary as it's being pitched. Right. There are moments of humor that kind of say that again.
It's disturbing.
It's disturbing. Yes, it's a psychological horror, not a horror. And they do have the humor to turn the steam off for a little bit before they turn the steam back on again. And there's a lot of commentary you could extrapolate from what it symbolizes and what it's supposed to be. So for you might come out with a whole different meaning of what the film is than from what other people have made it a school shooting allegory or commentary about, getting weaponized by a theology or whatever. So there's so much that people have been speculating about it, which I think makes a great movie, is that
it inspires, it provokes conversation. See it in the IMAX though. I keep hearing reports from people who think it's too dark. And then I mentioned that machine gun dream, the machine gun in the class. And they're like, what machine gun? I'm like, we didn't see a machine gun in the glass.
What?
It was literally the projection's too dark.
Wow.
By the way, so when I was watching that scene, with the dream and everything, I kept thinking this guy would be good for Elm Street.
Ooh.
I mean, he's shown a willingness to do the IP thing because he's doing Resident Evil and he was chasing Clue for a little while.
Well, the multiple dream sequences that are in the movie.
And I realize I say this about probably every other horror director that I see. I mean, you could probably go out and get Ari Aster right now after a couple of flops.
That's true.
But I don't know what the fuck New Line is doing with this IP. They have to get going on a Freddy thing soon. And if you want to keep Kreger in house as the New Line guy, I don't know how you don't give him the movie, that built New Line.
Yeah. What about what do you think about now that you've seen the movie? Does Resident Evil make a little more sense now, or do you make it is it even more confounding that he would make this kind of left turn into this IP? Because he came out with comments saying it's going to be nothing you've seen before.
Yeah, I mean, I think Resident Evil, to me at least, I know it's not, because when you look at the numbers, it's actually a very successful franchise. But to me, it's like a B or C franchise. I don't think I've ever even seen any of them.
No, they're not that good. I mean, the first one was fine.
Well, I know. I'm sure they're not good.
Yeah.
They all seem to actually make money.
Yes, even 7 installments or some shit. Yeah.
So maybe he's looking at it like, oh, this is a way to put a fresh spin on a franchise I like, and but it's not going to have anything to do with the games, or it doesn't have any characters from the games. I think
supposedly, dealing with Alice. I think.
Yeah, it'll be another original set in that world. It's not what I want to see from him.
Right. We'll see. All right. So that's anything else you want to say on it? Because we didn't want to go too spoilery. So anything else you want to say on the film?
No, I'll save some for the review tonight if I do one.
Yeah. I'll probably have a longer review solo out tomorrow at some point after having seen it. I really want to see it again too. I really enjoyed it. And I think Julia Garner, I mean, this is a run. It's not necessarily like strong movies with Wolfman and stuff, but she's showing that she can be a lead, man. And I like her.
Oh, for sure. I really like her too. I think she's a damn good actress. I think she's going to make a fantastic Madonna if they can get a real filmmaker.
Oh yeah.
She's going to be perfect. I think she's hot. So.
That scene with her and Alden Ehrenreich in the bar, that is a great scene. Okay, that is a great scene.
I like the scene with Toby Huss and Alden Ehrenreich.
Yeah, I love Toby.
He was just like, why should I suspect this woman? You know, I thought he was really good.
Yeah, he was just like, well, tell me what you've seen that I haven't seen. Come on, let's hear it. You know, and I thought that was because sometimes we're like, the police should figure it out, and it's like, really, I'm a human being too. I've got the clues, and this is all I know. What do you see that I'm not seeing?
Right.
Come on, entertain me. You know, and so I like that kind of stuff too. All right. Well, so let's move on from that. Let's get into some questions here, Jeff, as we're running out of time here because we're only doing an hour on this show. Jay mentions who will replace Jason Reitman on the new Jennifer Aniston show. Craig Gillespie, Mead Letter, and Dayton Ferris have all directed dramedy pilots for Apple in the past, or will Apple pull the plug? I know nothing about this. So, Jeff, your thoughts on
it? If I'm her, I go to wasn't she in the Nicole Holofcener movie? Didn't she do one of those?
Shit, I can't remember that.
Anyways, that's okay. Who I would go. Yeah, Friends with Money. I would go to Nicole Holofcener.
Okay, there you go. All right, Jordan Ross Weinhold. I like that name. Much love, guys. Excited for Wicked for Good? Yeah, there was a feature that dropped on Friday profiling it. Jeff, are you excited for Wicked?
I am. Again, I was someone who thought Wicked was going to be garbage last year, and I had a great time. It was delightful. It impressed me. All the performances were terrific. The production design was fantastic. I am looking forward to the sequel, and I don't care who knows it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I wouldn't say excited necessarily, but I would say I'm looking forward to it and hope to be entertained. And thank you, Jordan. Dan the Man. Hey, folks. Sadie is Jean, Pirate 6, Transformers. Sadie Sink is Jean, Pirate 6, or Transformers. Yeah. Okay. Anything you want to say on that? Shall we move on?
If I was Disney, I might try. I mean, do you think you could get Pedro into a Pirates movie?
At this point, man, dude, don't you want to give him a break for a little bit? Do you want to announce another project with Pedro? I feel like even Pedro should pull himself out of consideration.
Transformers, no, I haven't heard anything. And Sadie is Jean.
Great.
That's that I did hear that, although the source was skeptical of where he heard it from. So I don't know.
Sean Garner says, any of the Planet of the Apes news? I like the last one. Yeah, nothing's been announced, right, Jeff?
I haven't heard anything, and you'd think that Fox would be on that soon.
Totally. Dan the Man says DC versus Marvel after Secret Wars. Next up, Fortnite. No, man. If James Gunn is still in charge and Kevin Feige is still in charge, no effing way are they doing DC versus Marvel, because you've got to negotiate who wins and who loses, right? And it's like WCW versus WWE. The owners don't want to have their top wrestlers losing to another top wrestler of the other company. So how are you going to negotiate this? So to me, I think we're a long way from that happening.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see it.
Yeah. 34 Ferguson, so speak to the creative difference, Will and M. Bay. Oh, the creative difference between Will Smith.
Yeah, on Fast and Loose. I mean, they say Michael Bay wanted to focus on the action. Will Smith wanted to focus on the comedy. Sure, whatever. I don't know. Who knows what the truth is on that one? But I'm sure that.
Yeah.
I also have a feeling. I mean, I don't know. Like the upside of working at Netflix is that they're supposed to leave you alone and give you creative autonomy.
True.
But part of me just thinks Will Smith and Netflix just want like a shooter, just like someone anonymous to come in and make this movie.
I hear Gareth Edwards is available. Paige Shouter says, my first chat on the hot mic. Hey, Paige, thanks for joining us. My hope for the both of y'all is much success. Well, thank you, Paige.
Thank you.
Jeff, do you think that streamers are going away, or do you think that Emmy Awards are going to be more better than Oscars in the future?
I'll always be partial to the Oscars. You know, like the nominees for the Emmys are great this year, especially when you think of the narratives in each category, like Hacks versus The Studio, The Pit versus Severance, Adolescence versus White Lotus. Yeah. These are interesting matchups, but For me, there's just too many TV shows, right? And I also can't stand the calendar in the way that, like, you could be talking about a show that came out like a year and a half ago, basically. The way that the Emmy calendar is set up. I don't think that the streamers are going away. I think that you'll continue to see Amazon and Apple, Netflix and Apple really dominate the Emmy nominations. But whatever. Okay. They just don't float my boat.
Good point. Michael McKenzie, it's been years since a Purge. When's the next Purge? Next Purge movie? Whenever they can get Grillo, I think.
I'm good on Purge movies, but I do think that the Purge is ripe for parody. So there is a movie this week, or last week it was announced. Monica Barbaro and Callum Turner are starring in a Universal comedy, I want to say, called One Night Only.
Oh, nice.
It's set during the one night of the year where premarital sex is legal. Right? And so it's these two people scrambling to find someone to fuck.
Wow. I feel like that's coming. I feel like that's not far off from happening.
Right. I just think, like, the one night you're allowed to do this. Just like I think The Binge on Hulu was like the one night when drugs or alcohol are legal. I think the one night where is a great formula.
Right, because then everyone's trying to have sex with someone, and it's like, well, now there's a lot of choices. Are you running out of time? Are you being too picky? Evan Dorley, hear me out. Was Guardians of the Galaxy's success a bad thing to happen with Marvel? Team-up movies of new characters aren't received well, with those films being the anomalies.
No, the success was not a bad thing to happen to Marvel.
Or James Gunn, to be honest.
Yeah, I just don't think everything. I don't think you can just point to Guardians of the Galaxy and be like, oh, well, that worked, so we can gamble on this because who knows? It could be the next Guardians. I mean, that's sort of how the bit film is designed. You have to gamble and take those risks. But yeah, Guardians is like a lightning in a bottle franchise.
It's how can I say it? It's about timing, right? Thunderbolts came out at the wrong time, and Fantastic Four coming out after Thunderbolts and after Captain America 4, you could argue was not the right time for that film to come out. So, and even in a stacked July, maybe you could argue not the right time for that film to come out. Jordan Ross Weinhold back again said, loved Weapons. Amy Madigan, what a performance. Yeah, we agree with that. 34 Virgo, can you please find out who Denzel is playing in Black Panther 3? Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know the comic books, right? So I don't know if there's some character that screams out if he's going to end up being King Zulu or whatever the fuck it is.
There's a number of places,
or if the rumors are true and there's something involving, Magneto. I mean, Magneto has that helmet, right? Exactly. Isn't that made out of the metal that's in Wakanda? I don't know.
Yeah, vibranium, maybe. Matt Maker's studio says, I enjoy Jeff's rant. Are you all not entertained?
How dare an entertainment reporter try to entertain people? We need to be dealing with just the facts, ma'am, 100% of the time. And if it doesn't come from Deadline, don't believe it.
It's not the facts, right? Evan Dorley says, hey, Jeff, with award season getting closer, what contenders are you looking forward to and think could make some noise? Personally, it's Marty Supreme.
I am looking forward to Marty Supreme. I think that'll be good. I'm looking forward to Smashing Machine too. Both the Safdie's movies excite me. Netflix has a really good lineup. Although I saw one of the movies, and it underwhelmed. What else? The Lost Bus. The Lost Bus.
Oh yeah, the McConaughey one. Yes.
I think that's a fascinating story. And again, if you're campaigning for Oscars and all you got to do is trot out some firemen who saved a bunch of kids and homes in California, that's the Academy. They all lost their homes. So it seems ready-made to get a nomination.
That's a good point. Jay Scoot says, this boxing match with Gunn is seeming more and more likely with every new edition of the Hot Mic. I don't know. We'll see.
He could be a good fighter. James Gunn has a good physique and everything, but he can't do better than Uwe. I mean, Uwe, he had 10, 12 years of fight experience. I don't know. Does James Gunn fight?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe he's a fighter, maybe he's a lover, not a fighter. It's very possible. I mean, 34 Virgo says, what are the chances that a woman takes Feige's spot?
Not good.
0. Yeah, I would say 0.
Not good.
Jordan Ross Weinhold back again. Madigan in the drag at the awards ceremony equals wild.
I don't think that she'd be in drag. I think she'd probably just go as herself, Amy Madigan.
Yeah. My friend thought James the Addict was Chalamet.
He looks just like him. Austin Abrams looks just like Chalamet.
What else would I have seen Austin in? I can't think of
He's
what
in
else.
Wolves. He's the kid with Brad Pitt.
Oh, damn.
He's in a bunch of stuff. He's in that Ben Stiller movie where they have to go off to college, like Brad's story.
Oh, yeah. He's got a Harris Dickinson vibe to him that I like as well. 34 Virgo. I believe way before MCU, Sarah Finn is a beast at casting. Is there anyone that you believe is a great casting and a sleeper who gets more attention?
Actually, I think the weapons casting director, I believe, was Allison Jones, who is one of the best at it. She hails from my hometown of Needham, Massachusetts, which I did not know until recently. She did like Freaks and Geeks. But there's a lot of good casting people, and you're going to start to know their names after this year because this is the year when we're introducing the casting Oscar.
That's true. That's true.
Marty Scream's casting director is probably going to get nominated. They got like Mr. Wonderful. They're bringing back Paltrow.
Yeah. I always give it up for Mindy Marin. She got me cast in Wind Talkers back in 2000.
Nice. Okay. Francine Maisler.
Trip Theory says, well, who do you think or heard will be the TB2 villain, the Batman 2 villain?
I don't know. Hush?
Yeah, we've heard Hush. We've heard Mr. Freeze.
Those are the only two I've heard, so I don't know.
34 Virgo, chances of Silverhawks or a Thundercats movie. Thundercats
is an internal joke among trade reporters at this point because we report on it like once every 2 or 3 years. It's a ridiculous property. What are we doing?
That'll never happen. 34 Virgo. So will there actually be another House of Dragon spinoff? And the real reason that the series only appears every 2 years? When will Dane Whitman appear in the MCU?
This is written in another language. What are you talking
about? Well, yeah, they've been working on another Game of Thrones show. They're probably always going to work on a Game of Thrones show to try to bring back and what have you. But the reason that the season was cut is because of budget. And now they'll be back with the battle starting off the new season. So, yeah. Poot Shoot Riot. I might have missed it, but what are your thoughts on Naked Gun? Might be my favorite movie of the year. What was your favorite joke / gag in the film?
You did miss it, Poot Shoot. You fucked up, son. I liked it. I gave it a B. I don't think it was like the greatest. Well, maybe it was the greatest comedy in years because there's been no comedies. It was good. What's my favorite? Oh, I know my favorite Joker gag. It was when they go, you can't fight City Hall, and he's like, yeah, I know, it's a building.
Yes. And what do you think about him saying that he doesn't think there will be a second one? What do you think about that? Because I mean, the box office wasn't that strong in the second week for it being out. So, do you think Liam is trying to maybe negotiate in the press? Well, there won't be a second one unless they pay me a lot of money. There won't be a second one. I'm good with a one-off.
Yeah, I don't really know that I see this as a franchise.
So you do think it might be a one-off?
I do feel like it's a one-off.
Scott, I think if it was a bigger hit, I think Liam might be singing a different tune. Scott Miller says, the mic is hot. I never listen live, so I can fill my day with you and Christian's content. Love all the insight and controversy. Be well. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks for listening later. Dan the Man says, why do Luke Cage dirty? Let him join the MCU. Yeah, there's been all this talk about Kristen Ritter coming back, but what about Mike Coulter, man?
I thought Mike Coulter was perfect. I thought that show was really good. I'm all for Luke Cage coming back to the MCU.
Shout out to Chihadari Coker, man.
Great
job. Scott Mills, the hot mic is out. I already said that already. Eric Kirby in here. Hey, John, I heard you met Dr. Detroit on the Superman Cinephiles review. Fun old school movie. Hope you guys review it in the future sometime. Yeah, it's probably a good watch along one to do on the show for the Cinephiles. And speaking of which, part 3 is out right now with me and Steve and Michael Vogel breaking down the final 45 minutes of Superman 1978 Superman, so you can listen to it on the podcast. Matt Sinister McCall says, I felt Weapons showed too much in the trailer. Loved it though. Jeff, who in the business hates you the most and why? Love the hot mic. Here's an orange. I have to say, I disagree with this. I reacted to all the trailers, watched all the trailers, and I still was surprised by a lot of the movie. So I don't think it showed too much in the trailers, but maybe some of you all put stuff together a little quicker before the movie, so you feel like it showed too much. What do you think, Jeff?
I mean, I do think it maybe showed a little bit too much, but it's a tricky movie because, again, the first half of the movie I thought was a little slow.
Yeah, right.
It had some pacing issues, and then things just go crazy in the third act. I don't know if I would have shown all the kids jumping through the window in the trailers because, when there's like 10 minutes to go, and you're like, oh, I still haven't seen that yet. You're like, oh, that's what happens.
Fair.
Who in the business hates me the most? It's hard to say. Probably a fellow reporter. Or maybe John. It might be John.
I don't hate you. I wouldn't keep doing the show if I hated you. That's for goddamn sure. You piss me off sometimes.
Crazy. Yeah. I have no idea. Maybe it's the lady at Searchlight now.
Yeah. Well, I may get mad at you, but we always talk it out, and that's important.
Get in line, haters. Take a number.
That's right. Pooch it right. I might have watched your reaction. Probably was too high. LOL. Whatever happened to the Metal Gear movie? I know Kojima wants to start making flicks.
Yeah, I think that's a development thing,
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid. Do I really see them pulling the trigger on that? Not really.
Seems like a bit of a stretch. Samo says better shot nominated for Best Picture, Weapons or Sinners? Oh, I would say Sinners. Yeah.
I'll say Sinners has the better shot. I think Weapons is probably the better movie.
Ooh, interesting.
Tough decision, but I think Weapons was just a little bit more effective.
I think I just saw it today, so I'm gonna need to ruminate on a little bit on it. I have to say I enjoyed Sinners. Maybe want to go back to the theater, watch it multiple times. Weapons, I think watching it one more time would be fun. So I don't know. We'll see.
But Samo, that's who Warner Brothers needs to be betting on. Okay, you lost Chris Nolan, tough one. Move on.
Yeah.
You do whatever you can to bring back Coogler and Kreger. These are your guys now.
Yeah, that'd be a smart move. Mike says, Jeff, you heard anything on Werner Herzog's Bucking Faster starring the Mara sisters? Any update on the Trip and Daisy biopic?
No and no. I haven't heard anything about Bucking Faster.
That is all German.
It'll probably be pretty weird.
Yeah, it's a little Werner Herzog and the Mara sisters.
Rooney Tunes. I don't know about her.
Tim says, Johnny boy, I noticed that Supergirl's release date is sandwiched in between Toy Story 5 and a Minions movie. Seeing how family movies are strong right now, should DC consider changing the date? I would say so.
I would say so too. And in fact, I think that this past weekend should give them the confidence to say, we're going to move her to August.
Yeah, it can stand on its own. Yeah.
That's what I might do. And then, because again, studios have abandoned September.
Yeah.
Just gonna let it run from August and September.
Samo says, I think Marvel is making a mistake keeping Superman in July's release date next year. A lot of people think it's going to move, Jeff. Do you think it's going to move?
Is it Supergirl we're talking about?
No, Spider-Man.
Oh. I don't know. But speaking of Spider-Man, have you heard of anything, John? Anything new on that one?
No, I haven't heard anything. What about you? Have you heard something new?
Well, we keep hearing these things about how there's this villain that no one knows anything about, and I mean, you haven't heard anything, huh?
I haven't. No. Have you heard something in the wind?
I heard something. I don't know if it's true. I have no idea. I'll wait to see if Jamie is going to stop me from saying this. I don't know if this is true. I haven't vetted it at all.
Okay.
Don't pick this up as the truth. But remember, we'd heard about villains and we were talking about redheads, right? We were talking about Nicole Kidman. We were talking about Sarah Snook.
Yes.
Things like that.
Yeah.
That role, I don't really see anybody taking that role that we were talking about, right?
Okay.
So I think that there is a role for a woman who's around 50.
Okay.
I heard a name.
Okay.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this thing with Jeff Sneider?
Character. Wait, what?
Look at this thing.
Come on. Hold on. Character name? Or
no, I heard an actress.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say it because Jamie hasn't stopped me from saying anything yet. All right. Here's the name. She's already talked about taking Marvel movies for the money. She has a role already in the MCU, but it was a voice role, and no one knows it was her. What if Carrie Coon is the villain?
Ooh. I absolutely love that idea. Now, she was Proxima Midnight.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something that was really noticeable, and it was totally Carrie Coon.
No one fucking knows what Proxima Midnight is.
Right. So maybe this is their way of being look, we weren't going to pay you extra for coming back to do Endgame. And maybe that raised enough of a stink with that Tracy Letts interview that they're like, well, let's look at Carrie. And she's on a high right now with Gilded Age. So I would love that because Carrie is such a damn good actress, man.
I don't know if it's true.
Okay.
It's coming from a third party.
Okay. But you wouldn't bring it up unless, right? There was something about it that feels true.
Well, because I can see Marvel going back to the well and being like, listen, you're a hugely talented actor. We want you in this universe, but we don't just want you to be like a voice in a movie from 10 years ago.
Right.
We want you to have a real role where you can act, or a larger role later in the universe. I don't know, but that is the name that floated up this weekend.
Wow. I like that idea. Carrie Coon in Spider-Man. Wow. I wonder who she'd play. Interesting. Jeff put this up there, but I don't know who this is, and I don't know what this is all about, and if it's true or not. So I'm gonna delete the comment.
What the
because I don't even want to. I just reached out to Christian.
Who would do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Some messed up people who need attention, and because mommy and daddy didn't love them long enough. Now, if it turns out to be true, then my apologies, but don't drop it in the chat like it's this kind of a thing. It's not the way to do it.
Anything on social media.
Anyway, all right. So I think that's everything. That's all. Oh, wait, one more. Doug Developer says the weapons trailers were misleading by saying every kid went missing when actually one kid returned. I'm sure they believed the whole class missing would be a lot scarier, and revealing that one kid returned would hurt the mystery.
So, someone just messaged me, by the way, though, and just said the Carrie Coon thing tracks and that she's working on a secret project right now.
Hey, I love it. She deserves all the flowers.
Only it was DC.
They could really piss James Gunn off big time.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to make a call about that after this.
All right, do it. Fred Test says, hello, Hot Mike. Excellent show. Watched both Weapons and Sketch this weekend, and both were awesome, especially Sketch. Have a great week. Thank you. A lot of people talking about Sketch. It's again a quiet little fandom Sketch, the Tony Hale film. Quiet little fandom. So we will see. All right, that's it, brother. Nothing else. We have no more Streamlabs, no more Superchats.
Let's timestamp it. When did I say that? 3 minutes ago? 6 o'clock roughly?
Yeah. But I'll clip it out and make it a short. So
Yeah, we're gonna say 6
Don't
o'clock.
make me take this one down.
Well, no, don't even go there. And then if a trade picks it up in the next hour or two, we'll know where it really broke, guys.
All right, yeah, exactly. I'll clip it out and put it on the internet right now. All right, well, there you go. That's our show. Our Monday show. We try to keep it to an hour. Thanks to everybody for the Streamlabs Super Chats. Hope you all were entertained for the conversations we had on numerous topics. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. Leave your comments on all the topics as well. I will put up time codes here in the next hour. And of course, subscribe to us on the podcast channel wherever you download a podcast. The Hot Mic is its own podcast. Give it some love. Jeff, where can they find you and all the things you got going on your channel?
Guys, all the hottest fake DC news and all the rumors that I make up completely randomly without talking to anybody. theinsnider.com. It's James Gunn's. He has it bookmarked at this point.
He does.
2 subscriptions. The subscriptions go to 2 different emails. Thank you very much for watching and for believing me, because again, I've broken plenty of stories that have been denied, and that's just what people do, including Miss Swift and her team.
There you go. Oh, poor Taylor. All right, take care, everybody. Take care. We'll talk. And remember, Thursday, Hot Mic, longer version of the Hot Mic later on this week.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you then, and take care. Have a great week. Until then, peace.
Like, subscribe.
Oh yeah, subscribe, please.